Tonight we are focusing on a nationwide celebration happening every March. It's a time to reflect on those who make a positive difference in our world and celebrate their efforts. You're about to meet some of Tampa Bay's most outstanding women, each part of an elite group who protect our American freedoms, and they do it with pride as members of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and the Coast Guard. Our Issues Tampa Bay is proud to celebrate Women's History Month. Hello, I'm Jen Holloway. Welcome to Our Issues Tampa Bay. What better way to celebrate Women's History Month than to not only celebrate outstanding women, but outstanding women who do a job that many of us would never be brave enough to do. Our first two guests are Army Master Sergeant Valerie Ellis and Navy Senior Chief Petty Officer Gabby Boutron. Ladies, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Let's start off with, why did you go into the military, Gabby?
I originally joined the military at the age of 17 years old. I come from a family with 6 children, and going to college really wasn't an option unless I wanted to take out several student loans or work a part-time job and still student loans part-time. And just the Navy seemed the best opportunity to do what I wanted to do, advance in a career. And
Any
just
particular reason you chose the Navy over the other services?
Just walking past the recruiting station, it was the first door that was right there, and it just seemed a quick option. It was, I was joining the military, and they were the first ones available.
You were a recruiter's dream.
Yes,
Yes,
sure
you were.
was.
And Miss Valerie, what about you? What got you into the military?
I was going to college, and I had sat out for a semester to transfer to a cheaper university, and for some reason the military just seemed to resonate with me, and I decided to join the Army.
So it's been a wonderful, life-changing experience for you. Let's say a young lady's watching right now, 17, 18 years old, is maybe considering joining the armed forces. What advice would you give them?
Oh, there's so much.
Yes.
The first piece of advice I would give her is not to lose sight of who you are as a woman.
Okay.
It's very easy to come into a male-dominated environment and want to keep up with the men, compete with the men, which eventually you lose sight of who it is that you originally started off as. You don't have to compete. Just be who you are, work very hard at what you're doing, and just don't lose sight of that.
That's great. Anything from you, Valerie?
Well, I totally agree with Senior Chief. I think that women are underestimated, or I should say women sometimes underestimate themselves when they're in an environment that is, or a career field that's primarily male dominated. And I've stood toe-to-toe with many of my male peers, and I feel like I'm just as competent and capable as they are.
That's great. That is great. What roles do you serve day to day?
In the Navy, I'm a career counselor. Day-to-day duties is advising junior sailors on resources that the Navy provides in order for them to advance their careers, just having day-to-day conversations, finding out who they are, what it is that they want out of the Navy, and sometimes you just don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So we just try to give them as much resources and information possible.
Hold their hand if you need to.
Yes, you do, and then
great.
help them get to where we're at today as a senior enlisted, or whether it's an officer route, just to provide them those opportunities.
And what are your duties?
I'm currently the U.S. Central Command's Commandant Headquarters First Sergeant. I assist the Commandant with maintenance, security, and logistics for the Commandant or for the Central Command Headquarters.
It's a big role for a man or a woman. That's a big role.
It's a very big role.
Do you ever feel pressured?
Oh, absolutely not.
No?
No, not at all. And the reason being is, I've been in the Army for 21 years. I've been faced with many challenges, and this is just another one to succeed at.
You're well trained. They've done a good job. That's why you don't feel the pressure.
Yeah, you can say that.
Last January, the Pentagon signed an order opening up ground military combat, and now women can be a part of Army's Delta Force and the Navy SEALs. What reaction did you guys have to that, and what was the reaction with females around you?
I think women in the military are happy, that things are progressing. I'm an intelligence professional. I've been an intelligence professional for 21 years, and being in a combat role doesn't necessarily affect me as far as my specialty goes. But I think women are happy that there's progression in our abilities to serve in different roles in the military.
And for you, did you see any specific reaction, or was everyone generally happy?
I think for the most part, everyone's generally happy. It just, I believe at the end of the day, it just ensures whoever's the most qualified for the job is going to do the job.
That's right.
And I think for the most part, you really can't argue that one.
No, you certainly can't. Now, you've seen combat. Have you both?
Well, I've been deployed.
You've been deployed.
Yes, the term seen combat, you know, for military and civilians has different definition. But yes, I've deployed to Iraq.
That's great. And do you ever think that there's a glass ceiling for women in the military?
I don't believe in glass ceilings. I believe in overcoming challenges. I have been able to succeed in any opportunity that's been presented to me as, you know, a woman in the military. I think that glass ceilings are self-perceived. You know, there's a glass ceiling if you allow there to be one, and if you have to be realistic in your chosen career field, whether it's a journalist or military woman, corporate America. You have to have the experience in order to reach the top and you know, overcome the challenges to get there.
That's great. If you could say there's one thing the military has taught you as an individual, what would you say that is?
There's something out there that's much, much greater than what you are. Just as an individual, the type of impact you can make in other people's lives. Just something so small as a gesture of getting to know who the other person next to you is. It's life-changing. And I think that has just been such a rewarding experience that I don't think that's something that you're going to gain anywhere else, just because it's such a small community. You're put in situations that you think you'd never even be able to overcome. But where there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. And for you, what do you think it's taught you?
Oh, the military has taught me that I'm able to do anything that I choose to do. But it's also taught me that every person that I come across, you know, through my life, whether it's on duty or off duty, has something for me to learn from. We talked earlier about role models, and I wouldn't necessarily say that I have one role model, but every interpersonal relationship or interaction I have with somebody, I try to see what I can take away from that person, because you know, one person's strengths might be another person's weakness.
Okay. Ladies, thank you for joining us. Thank you for doing what you do and protecting our American rights. We can't thank you enough. All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with two more outstanding women from our armed forces as we celebrate Women's History Month.